Selamat sejahtera dan selamat datang ke webinar pengajaran dan pembelajaran bermakna intervensi tambah option bagi pengajaran bahasa Inggeris sebagai bahasa kedua Pito Tesl. Yang berbahagia, Dr. Rosli bin Yacob, Timbalan Rektor Kanan, Institut Pendidikan Guru Malaysia. Yang berusaha, Puan Farah Madi Binti Ahmad, Pengarah English Language Teaching Center, dan seterusnya ahli panel webinar pada hari ini. Sebelum kita meneruskan acara, saya ingin menjemput yang berusaha Puan Farah Madi Binti Ahmad, Pengarah English Language Teaching Center, untuk memberikan ucapan alu-aluan beliau. Dengan segala hormatnya, dipersilakan.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Yang berusaha Dr. Rosli bin Yacob, Timbalan Rektor Kanan, Institut Pendidikan Guru Malaysia. Semua ahli panel webinar Kapasiti, Pedagogi, Pembelajaran Bermakna, Program Intervensi Tambah Option untuk pengajaran bahasa Inggeris sebagai bahasa kedua, Pito Tesl. Tuan-tuan dan puan-puan yang saya hormati sekalian. Sebelum memulakan bicara, ingin saya bagi pihak semua warga English Language Teaching Center ELTC Kementerian Pendidikan Malaysia mengucapkan terima kasih yang tak terhingga kepada hadirin sekalian kerana telah sudi meluangkan masa untuk bersama-sama kami di dalam webinar ini. Sesungguhnya kesudian tuan-tuan dan puan-puan untuk berada di sini amatlah dihargai. Setinggi-tinggi ucapan terima kasih juga diucapkan kepada yang berusaha Dr. Rosli bin Yacob, Timbalan Rektor Kanan, Institut Pendidikan Guru Malaysia yang telah sudi untuk merasmikan webinar ini. Kami amat berbesar hati di atas kehadiran yang berusaha doktor bersama-sama kami di sini di dalam webinar Kapasiti, Pedagogi, Pembelajaran Bermakna, Program Intervensi Tambah Option untuk pengajaran bahasa Inggeris sebagai bahasa kedua atau Pito Tesl yang julung kali diadakan oleh ELTC. Yang berusaha doktor, tuan-tuan dan puan-puan sekalian, Program Intervensi Tambah Option bagi pengajaran bahasa Inggeris sebagai bahasa kedua atau Pito Tesl merupakan satu program di bawah payung Bahagian Profesionalisme Guru BPG dan dinaungi oleh Institut Pendidikan Guru Malaysia IPGM dengan ELTC sebagai institusi yang bertanggungjawab membangunkan dan melaksanakan program tersebut. Program ini mula ditawarkan pada tahun 2020 dengan bilangan peserta guru seramai 149 orang. Pada tahun ini, yang merupakan kohort kedua bagi program ini, bilangan peserta guru adalah seramai 252 orang. Kaedah pengajian yang dikendalikan sepanjang program ini adalah termasuk kuliah, tutorial, amali dan e-pembelajaran. Di samping itu, pelbagai strategi pengajaran dan pembelajaran berpusatkan pelajar juga diamalkan seperti pembelajaran berasaskan project-based learning dan pembelajaran berasaskan masalah iaitu problem-based learning. Penggunaan portfolio pembelajaran, kajian kes, penyelidikan tindakan, pentaksiran prestasi, penilaian tugasan terarah dan amalan profesional di sekolah yang diwajibkan juga dilaksanakan bagi memastikan pembelajaran dan diaplikasikan kepada amalan atau praktis yang sebenar. Penilaian bagi setiap kursus yang dilaksanakan sepanjang pengajian dibuat secara berterusan di sepanjang semester yang dilalui oleh peserta kursus berdasarkan kerja kursus dan peperiksaan bertulis. Penilaian kerja kursus lazimnya dibuat dalam bentuk kuis, tugasan, projek dan ujian amali yang dikendalikan oleh ELTC. Penilaian bagi amalan profesional dilakukan oleh pensyarah bersama-sama dengan guru pembimbing yang dilantik oleh sekolah mengikut tata cara yang telah ditetapkan. Yang berusaha doktor, tuan-tuan dan puan-puan sekalian, Program Pito Tesl ini merupakan program terbaharu yang dianjurkan oleh ELTC untuk guru-guru bahasa Inggeris bukan option. Sebelum ini, terdapat beberapa program lain seumpamanya yang juga telah dianjurkan dan dilaksanakan oleh ELTC. Program yang terawal sekali adalah program Certificate in the Practice of English Language Teaching atau CPELT yang merupakan program tukar option kepada bahasa Inggeris. Program ini telah dikendalikan oleh ELTC dari tahun 2010 hingga 2013. Selepas CPELT, program Pito Intensive Course for English Language Teaching atau Pito ICELT telah dilaksanakan dari 2014 sehingga tahun 2015 dan dari tahun 2016 sehingga tahun 2019 program Pito Bahasa Inggeris atau Pito BI merupakan program yang dianjurkan sebelum Pito Tesl dibangunkan. Walau bagaimanapun, semua program yang dilaksanakan sebelum Pito Tesl ini ditawarkan kepada guru bahasa Inggeris di sekolah rendah sahaja. Pito Tesl merupakan program pertama seumpama ini yang ditawarkan kepada guru bahasa Inggeris sekolah rendah dan juga guru sekolah menengah. Dari tahun 2010 hinggalah ke hari ini, seramai 1,457 orang guru bahasa Inggeris bukan option telah dilatih oleh ELTC. Bagi Pito Tesl ini, syarat kemasukan ialah guru tersebut perlu memiliki ijazah sarjana muda yang diperakui oleh pihak Malaysian Qualifications Agency atau MQA dari institusi pengajian tinggi awam atau institusi pengajian tinggi swasta serta mempunyai pengalaman sekurang-kurangnya 3 tahun dalam mengajar mata pelajaran bahasa Inggeris. Sijil yang dianugerahkan kepada mereka yang lulus program ini dengan jayanya adalah sijil ijazah lanjutan program intervensi tambah option pengajaran bahasa Inggeris sebagai bahasa kedua. Bagi guru bahasa Inggeris bukan option di luar sana yang berminat untuk mengikuti program ini, keraplah berhubung dengan Jabatan Pendidikan Negeri atau pejabat pendidikan daerah masing-masing pada awal tahun hadapan untuk mendapatkan maklumat untuk menyertai program ini. Sesungguhnya, ELTC amat mengalu-alukan penyertaan anda. Sekian, terima kasih. Wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Terima kasih diucapkan kepada yang berusaha, Puan Farah Madi binti Ahmad, di atas ucapan alu-aluan itu tadi. Seterusnya, saya ingin menjemput yang berbahagia, Dr. Rosli bin Yacob, Timbalan Rektor Kanan, IPGM, untuk menyampaikan ucapan perasmian webinar Kapasiti Pengajaran dan Pembelajaran Bermakna Program Intervensi Tambah Option bagi pengajaran bahasa Inggeris sebagai bahasa kedua Pito Tesl 2021. Dengan segala hormatnya, dipersilakan.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh dan salam sejahtera. Yang berusaha Puan Farah Madi binti Ahmad, pengarah English Language Teaching Center ELTC, semua ahli panel webinar Kapasiti Pedagogi Pembelajaran Bermakna, program intervensi tambah option untuk pengajaran bahasa Inggeris sebagai bahasa kedua Pito Tesl ini, tuan-tuan dan puan-puan yang saya hormati sekalian. Pertama sekali saya ingin merakamkan ucapan terima kasih kepada English Language Teaching Center kerana telah mengadakan sesi webinar yang bertajuk Kapasiti Pedagogi Pembelajaran Bermakna, program intervensi tambah option bagi pengajaran bahasa Inggeris sebagai bahasa kedua ini. Marilah kita memanjatkan rasa kesyukuran kerana perancangan ataupun program ini dapat dilaksanakan dengan baik dan kita dapat bertemu bersama-sama walaupun secara maya ini. Terima kasih juga kepada ELTC kerana telah mengundang saya untuk merasmikan webinar pada kali ini. Dan sebagaimana yang kita maklum bahawa webinar ini merupakan satu elemen yang penting untuk mendedahkan kepada para guru berkaitan dengan elemen kapasiti pedagogi pembelajaran bermakna yang dapat dimanfaatkan dan digunakan oleh guru sewaktu mengajar di sekolah nanti. Ini merupakan satu usaha yang proaktif daripada pihak ELTC dalam penganjuran kapasiti pedagogi pembelajaran bermakna ini. Saya mengucapkan terima kasih dan amat menyambut baik usaha ini. Dengan adanya webinar ini, saya pasti bahawa pihak institusi dapat membekalkan maklumat yang berharga kepada guru dan memastikan program ini memberi impak yang besar terhadap kemenjadian murid. Untuk makluman tuan-tuan dan puan-puan, kapasiti pedagogi pembelajaran ini telah pun diperluaskan maklumatnya kepada semua para pensyarah dan juga para pelajar di IPGM, di IPG Campus juga. Tetapi dalam program kali ini, guru-guru didedahkan secara langsung melalui webinar yang dianjurkan oleh ELTC ini. Tahniah dan syukur sabah saya ucapkan, dan para guru yang mengikuti program Pito Tesl ini, saya harap dapat mengambil kesempatan daripada seminar ini untuk sama-sama menambah ilmu dan juga meningkatkan kompetensi dari masa ke semasa selari dengan pembelajaran sepanjang hayat yang kita selalu ungkapkan. Tuan-tuan dan puan-puan sekalian, seperti mana yang kita sedia maklum bahawa Pito ini adalah satu daripada program Kementerian Pendidikan Malaysia yang berhasrat untuk memastikan guru-guru mempunyai satu lagi mata pelajaran tambahan yang boleh menampung isu kekurangan guru ataupun mismatch di kalangan guru di sekolah. Jadi dengan adanya program Pito ini, guru-guru dapat mengikuti satu program selama 6 bulan untuk kita memantapkan lagi bahasa tambahan itu. Dalam konteks ini adalah bahasa Inggeris sebagai bahasa yang kedua. Jadi memang ada syarat-syaratnya, iaitu mestilah mengajar mata pelajaran tersebut lebih daripada 3 tahun. Dan juga penting bahawa guru-guru yang mengikuti Pito ini adalah mereka yang memang berhasrat untuk meningkatkan ilmu dan bersedia untuk mengajar mata pelajaran tersebut. Dan untuk pengetahuan semua juga, IPGM pada masa ini sedang mengendalikan Pito bagi pendidikan awal kanak-kanak dan juga Pito pendidikan khas masalah pembelajaran di samping Pito pengajaran bahasa Inggeris sebagai bahasa yang kedua. Jadi tuan-tuan puan-puan sekalian, saya berharap bahawa melalui webinar ini tuan-tuan dapat diberi satu lagi pengetahuan bagaimana kita cuba menggunakan pedagogi yang terkini bagi memastikan murid-murid dapat mengikuti satu pembelajaran yang bermakna, kemudian mereka dapat mengaplikasikannya dalam kehidupan pembelajaran. Itulah konsep pembelajaran mana, dan di samping itu kita juga menggunakan pelbagai peralatan digital yang menyokong usaha-usaha kerajaan bagi memastikan generasi akan datang celik IT dan juga baik dari segi digitalnya, kemahiran digitalnya untuk menghadapi masa depan yang lebih mencabar. Jadi akhir kata saya lagi ucapkan terima kasih dan syabas kepada semua guru yang dapat menyertai webinar ini, dan saya mendoakan bahawa kelancaran sesi webinar ini semoga dapat memberi manfaat dan perkongsian yang bermakna kepada semua yang menonton. Dengan lafaz Bismillahirrahmanirrahim, saya merasmikan sesi webinar yang bertajuk Kapasiti Pedagogi Pembelajaran Bermakna, Program Intervensi tambah option bagi pengajaran bahasa Inggeris sebagai bahasa kedua. Sekian, wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Terima kasih Dr. Rosli bin Yacob, Timbalan Rektor Kanan Institut Pendidikan Guru Malaysia di atas ucapan perasmian itu tadi. Tuan-tuan dan puan-puan, izinkan saya meneruskan webinar ini dalam bahasa Inggeris. Ladies and gentlemen, a warm welcome to the webinar entitled Kapasiti Pengajaran dan Pembelajaran Bermakna, Program Intervensi Tambah Option bagi Pengajaran Bahasa Inggeris sebagai Bahasa Kedua, Pito Tesl. Firstly, ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce our distinguished panelists. Our first panel member is Puan Dayana Fatimah Binti Ahmad Sahani. She is the head of department for the Language and Literacy Department at ELTC. She has more than 20 years of teaching experience. We also have 3 other panelists who were the Pito Tesl candidates from cohort 1 in 2020. We have Puan Saidatul Khadijah Binti Muhammad Farus. She hails from Port Dickson, Negeri Sembilan. She is a graduate in Social Studies and presently teaches English at Sekolah Kebangsaan Teluk Kemang for the last 7 years. Next, Mr. Ho Kiang Kok. Mr. Ho is a graduate in Mandarin Studies and presently teaches English at SJKC Penghua 2, Lentong, Johor Bahru. He has been teaching for the last 16 years. And lastly, we have Mr. Melvin Yoraj Maria Razal. Mr. Melvin is a school teacher at Sekolah Kebangsaan Bandar Seri Aman, Masai, Johor. He is a mathematics graduate and teaches English for the last 4 years. And I, Inderjit Goman Sunar, will be the moderator for today's session. Ladies and gentlemen, the webinar will focus on 4 areas, and they are: number 1, how inclusive is Pito Tesl course and what is ELTC's perspective about the course? Number 2, what is teachers' perception on Pito Tesl? Number 3, how is Pito Tesl has impacted the students, and how Pito Tesl helps teachers' personal enhancement, especially in the area of expectation and future development. So sit back and enjoy the session. To start the ball rolling, I would like to invite Puan Dayana Fatimah Binti Ahmad Sahani to share with us on the Institute's perspective on Pito Tesl. Puan Dayana.
Thank you so much, Mr. Inderjit. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and a very good day to everyone. It's a pleasure to be with you here today in this webinar. Let me share with you a little bit about Pito Tesl. Ladies and gentlemen, the Pito Tesl is currently helmed by the Institute of Teacher Education Malaysia, or IPGM, and the English Language Teaching Center is specifically the sole executor or implementer of this program. It is a program which offers non-option English teachers an additional option without compromising or losing the option that they already have. The Pito Tesl focuses on teachers who have been teaching the English subject, which they are not an option of, for more than 3 years. It is offered to teachers in all types of schools under the purview of the Ministry of Education Malaysia. such as the Sekolah Kebangsaan, Sekolah Kebangsaan Agama, Sekolah Jenis Kebangsaan Cina, Sekolah Jenis Kebangsaan Tamil, Sekolah Menengah Kebangsaan, Sekolah Menengah Agama, and Sekolah Menengah Jenis Kebangsaan Cina. Also, the Pito Tesl, ladies and gentlemen, is a postgraduate program, which means that it is only offered to graduate teachers or teachers who already have a degree, be it a bachelor's degree or a master's degree in whatever field from universities both locally or abroad. This is the most important criteria. Let me now share with you the structure of the Pito Tesl. Basically, there are 5 main components in the curriculum structure of the Pito Tesl. The first 2 components are the IPG component, which carries with it 7 credits, and the Foundation in Education component, which carries with it 9 credits. As the Pito Tesl participants are all in-service teachers who are already teaching in schools and have already undergone teacher training to become teachers, they are not required to repeat the components which they have already taken during teacher training, which are the IPG component, which with courses such as co-curriculum, Pendidikan Islam or Moral, and Tamadun Islam or Asia. And the Fundamentals of Education component with courses such as Falsafah dan Pembangunan Pendidikan di Malaysia, Psikologi Pendidikan, and Amalan Pedagogi. Pito Tesl participants are exempted from these 2 components. Ladies and gentlemen, the remaining 3 components are compulsory components. They are the core component, which is made up of 7 course modules that add up to 20 credits. The elective component, which is made up of 2 course modules that add up to 5 credits. And lastly, the professional practice component or practicum, which is made up of 5 credits. Let me give you an overview of the contents of each modules now. Let's start with the first course. This course is coded TSLB 2013P, which is the linguistics, and it has a weightage of 3 credits. This course provides some explanations to questions about English as a language. For this module, the topics would be phonology, morphology, syntax, and semantics. The second course in the core component is TSLB 2022P, Teaching English in the English as a Second Language Classroom or ESL classroom. For this course, the credit weightage is 2 credits. This course focuses on planning a lesson for different language skills in an ESL classroom, incorporating suitable approaches and techniques with reference to the current KSSR and KSSM curriculum. Ladies and gentlemen, let us now take a look at the next course in the core component, which is TSLB 2033P, Language Accuracy. This course, which carries 3 credits, provides knowledge on English language grammar to enable teachers to use accurate language in oral and written communications in formal and informal settings. Next are the courses that focus on the 4 language skills: listening, speaking, reading, and writing. These are the 4th, 5th, and 6th courses in the core component, which are TSLB 2043P, Effective Listening and Speaking, TSLB 2053P, Effective Reading, and TSLB 2063P, Effective Writing, each with a weightage of 3 credits. Lastly, ladies and gentlemen, the 7th course in the core component is the TSLB 2073P, Stories for Children. This course focuses on the introduction and overview of stories for children, selection of criteria of stories for children, types of stories for children, art of storytelling, and current issues and challenges related to stories for children. And an expansion to this course would be the Literature for Children TSLB 2083P. This is a 2-credit course in the elective component. It focuses on the significance of literature for children in the ESL classroom, literature genres, teaching techniques of the literature genres, principles of material selection and adaptation of literature for children, and developing activities and materials for teaching literature for children. And finally, ladies and gentlemen, the last course is the TSLB 2093P, which is the remedial teaching in the ESL classroom. It gives you an understanding of what remedial learners are and their characteristics. This is where you will learn the difference between a special needs learner or a low achiever and a remedial learner or an underachiever. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. 9 course modules that need to be completed by the participants of Pito Tesl. So ladies and gentlemen, what happens after the teachers have completed the core and elective component modules? They will need to fulfill the professional practice component, which is the practicum. The practicum for Pito Tesl is only 10 weeks long, and there are 3 support sessions by the lecturers and 4 support sessions will be conducted by the teacher's own colleague at school or online. And to add to that, the sessions need not be with students in the classroom. It can come in many other forms. With that, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you have a somewhat clear idea of what Pito Tesl is all about. Thank you and God bless.
Thank you, Diana, for the clear and well-structured explanation on Pito Tesl. Thank you for the in-depth input. Now we believe that after your explanation, teachers will understand what Pito Tesl is all about. Now we too can see that the course is well structured to meet the demands of the non-English option teachers in school. Further, we will be happy to know how will the certification process of Pito Tesl will be.
For teachers who have completed the Pito Tesl program, they will be awarded with a postgraduate for Pito Tesl, meaning to say that it is an added option to the option that they already have. They will not lose their major option. They will have an added option, which is the Pito Tesl, and they will be considered as full-fledged English language teachers. This is a very good program. This is a very good certificate to achieve.
All right, thank you, Diana, for the explanation. And we can see now that teachers who have gained certification from Pito Tesl is definitely on the advantage of their professional career in school. So with the certificate that they have gained as their first degree, now they have an added certification that they can use for their future development. Thank you very much for that, and we hope many more teachers will participate in Pito Tesl course in the future. Ladies and gentlemen, now let us move on to our next panelist, Puan Saidatul Khadijah. Puan Saidatul Khadijah will share her experience and how teachers' perception on Pito Tesl. Puan Saidatul.
Hi, thank you, Mr. Inderjit. Hi, Assalamualaikum and good day, everyone. I would like to thank ELTC for giving me the chance to participate in this webinar. To be honest, I'm still awed that I'm given the honor to speak in this webinar among other incredible speakers. Before I start, I'd like to share a bit on my experience as a non-optionist English teacher before I decided to participate in Pito Tesl. I majored in social studies during my day in IPA, Institut Perguruan Kampus Bahasa Antarabangsa. However, since I got posted to school, the school admin keeps asking me to teach other subjects, and most of them are completely unrelated to my option. So in my 7 years journey of teaching, I've been asked to teach English, science, Malay, on and off, constantly switching from one subject to another, just to fill in the spot of subjects that are lacking in teachers. And one of the reasons this keeps happening is because my major, which is social studies, is not one of the core subjects such as Malay and English language. So after 7 years of being tossed here and there, I heard of Pito Tesl. I first got the info from my friend who received the letter from JPNS, and I felt extremely excited looking at the letter because at that moment I think this is it. This is the only way I can get the certificate to teach English language so that I would no longer be asked to teach a different subject each year by the school admin. So I asked her if I could join, and she gave me the contact number of the person in charge. And here I am, officially registered as one of the Pito Tesl participants. And after 1 year of attending Pito Tesl course, with all the sweat and tears, I will come clean and admit that it has not been an easy journey, but I can vouch that this Pito Tesl course has provided a ray of hope for a non-optionist teacher like me. And after going through this course for the whole year, I can see for myself that this course provides teachers with appropriate instructional strategies, which is crucial for teachers in delivering their lesson. Instructional strategies would provide effective and productive learning by adapting to the learning styles and other needs of each learner and actively engaging learners in the learning process. There are 3 instructional approaches that can be used by teachers that are interwoven in this course, which are direct instruction, indirect instruction, and experiential learning. Direct instruction is, as the name itself, whereby the teacher will be providing the information and step-by-step skills. Meanwhile, indirect instruction is mainly learner-driven, with the teacher becoming a facilitator, supporter, and resource person. It includes a high level of learner involvement. So the third approach is experiential learning, which is learner-focused and activity-oriented. It requires the learners to reflect about the experience and ways to apply it to other contexts. These strategies are highly relevant and effective for school pupils. Apart from that, the teachers are learning the input from Pito Apart from that, the teachers are learning the input from Pito so that they can demonstrate and practice the strategies in their own classroom. To be honest, it has been rather stressful to juggle between my teaching duty and attending this course that comes with its own assignment, quizzes, tasks, and also practicum. However, every skill, strategies, and tasks that I have learned and carried out in Pito Tesl are useful to me as a teacher, especially in classroom setting. Before this, with the training I got from IBA and my experience as a teacher for 7 years, I think I know fairly well how to teach. But to teach English to the kids, we need to learn the skill, as we know English is not the mother tongue to most of our students. Hence, I need to learn and understand more about this language, and at the same time learn how to rouse my pupils' passion in learning English, so they will feel that English is fun and easy to learn. This is how Pito Tesl helped me as a non-optionist teacher to discover and develop my skills and capabilities in teaching English. And last but not least, if anyone asking me about the progress, I must say that I am still learning. However, after undergoing the 1-year course with all the assignment, practicum, and of course the guidance from my own lecturer, I can see myself improving a lot. From a teacher who just teach whatever she can by following others and what is stated in the textbooks, now I can construct my own learning with confidence. And I felt satisfied when I too understand what I teach my pupils. Besides, when I see my pupils understood my lessons and can practice what I have taught them, I felt the joy in teaching that I have seen. Sorry. Besides, when I see my pupils understood my lessons and can practice what I have taught them, I felt the joy in teaching that I've seen long dreamt of. So that's all from me, from my perspective. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Puan Saidato, for your sharing. I can see how Pito Tesl has molded you to become a better teacher today. And from your sharing, we can safely say that Pito Tesl has helped you to be a better teacher and helped you to gain very important instructional strategies for you to apply in the classroom. So we hope the rest of the Pito Tesl candidates who have participated will vouch the same perception as you. Can I also ask you, how did you juggle your time as a practicing teacher and completing the course? I'm sure it would have been very difficult, but I believe that as a candidate who have completed, maybe it will be good if you can share with us your secret or your recipe.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Inderjit. For that question, I have to be honest. I did think to quit after 4 months taking this course, because when we first started this course, it's during the first lockdown last year. I felt okay during that time because we were working from home and I can juggle everything just fine. However, when we were back at school, I started to feel anxious, tired, and stressed because I need to do my teaching job, my school duties, while also working on my Pito assignments before the deadlines. I'm thankful that I can overcome all of those just fine, as I have an extremely good moral support. So what I did was I seek help whenever I need. I have friends who took this course together with me. So we discuss sharing notes and help each other in completing the module. I also talked to my GB and school admin to help them understand my situation during Pito, so they could tolerate and lighten my duties while I completed this course. And apart from that, I have a very understanding and supportive family who keeps my sanity intact most times, and I am really grateful for that.
Thank you, Puan Saidato. Thank you for sharing. So now we can see that the two main key areas that has helped you to complete the course is to seek for help, and if you have a support team behind you, it is quite sure that you will complete the course, even though the course has many challenges and issues.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Okay, let's move on, ladies and gentlemen, to our next panelist. We have Mr. Ho. Mr. Ho will share with us how school has been transformed, or how students in the classroom has been transformed after Mr. Ho, who is a Pito Tesl, who was a Pito Tesl candidate, attended the course and how it has impacted the students in the classroom. Now, let me cordially invite Mr. Ho to share with us how Pito Tesl has impacted the students in the classroom. Mr. Ho?
All right. A very good morning to ladies and gentlemen. First of all, I would like to thank ELTC for giving me this opportunity to be here with everyone today. Okay, back to the question. Since Pito Tesl course adapts KPM textbook materials for primary school students according to their different ages and proficiency level, after I attended this Pito Tesl course, I gained a lot of knowledge on how to help students to adapt to the new learning strategy effectively. And besides that, this course also focuses on building and boosting not only for the teachers' English proficiency level, as well as for the students. Okay, and I learned a lot of classroom activities from these Pito courses, such as charades, puzzles, hot potato, dictionary, etc. These activities are rather important as they help the teaching and learning process run smoothly, and they can increase the students' communicative skills. On the other hand, it helps students memorize information which I convey to them. When the students get physically and mentally involved in the learning process, these activities are actually help students learn and retain information, and indirectly it motivates students to learn more. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Ho. You have shared one of the most important aspects of the course, especially in the area of motivation. I can see that you see the motivation in the classroom among your students. Can you please share with us how the course has translated motivation to the students?
Sorry, once again.
Can you please share with us how the course has translated the motivation factor to the students? Can I say that all again?
The motivation, is it?
Yeah. So that means you will tell us how students are motivated. That
Okay.
means after the course and all that, how students are motivated now.
Right. Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Ho. You have shared one of the most important aspects of the course, especially in the area of motivation. Can you please share with us how the course has translated the motivation factor to the students?
All right. After attending this Pito Tesl course, I have developed pedagogical knowledge which helped me to boost up the students' self-confidence in learning English. I learned how to give constructive criticism when the students make any mistakes during the lessons, such as I would say, okay, good try, but you can do better next time. Or I say, very good. How about if we put the sentence in this way? Other than that, I always remind the students that it is okay to make any mistakes, okay, and I guide them on how to prevent from making the same mistakes again in the future.
So, Mr. Ho, do you say that the motivation has actually helped students to be more confident in using the English language in the classroom?
Yes, it's a big yes from me.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for that assurance that Pito Tesl has helped the teacher to translate such motivation and confidence to the students in the classroom. Thank you, Mr. Ho. Next, we will have Mr. Melvin George. Mr. Melvin will share on how Pito Tesl course has enhanced teachers' ability in teaching and learning, and what the future holds for Pito Tesl candidates. Mr. Melvin.
Thank you to Mr. Inderjit, and thank you again to ELTC to invite me to this webinar. Okay, today I will share a bit more about my personal enhancement during and after this Pito Tesl. Okay, when it comes to personal enhancement, I will speak about my experiences. The Pito Tesl consisted of 9 modules and practicum for 10 weeks, had given me an insight of contents that could be applied in the real classroom. Although this course took place during this pandemic, I managed to explore and become an independent learner by self-studying and accessing additional information from different sources like internet. Pito Tesl has helped me to brush up my skills on the language contents in order to deliver the lessons in various ways. This actually reminds me of all the theories and pedagogies that I learned during my bachelor studies. For instance, I teach mathematics in school. Therefore, when it comes to teaching language, it has become quite challenging and interesting as well. During this time, I learned about how to draft draft out a lesson plan in order to achieve the learning objectives. In short, Pito Tesl literally helped me to enhance my skills in order to deliver a high quality teaching to my students. Ladies and gentlemen, when we are asking about how you deal with your core job and Pito Tesl, when it comes to being an effective teacher in the workplace, one must know how to manage their time wisely. As for me, I would still have to go with the real school timetable during this practicum. It's in fact a challenging time for me. I would prepare all the materials and teaching aids during the weekends. Therefore, I need to make sure that all the materials for the following week are ready. I would revise my work as it does help me to manage my time properly. I would definitely say no to last minute work. Being in this profession is already a role model for others. This is such a great opportunity for the non-optionists teachers who have been teaching English language for many years to be a part of the Tesl, as they will be granted with a certificate. It would be convenient if you are planning to further studies in measuring English language in the future. As I said before, there are 10 modules in this course. Each and every module will help you to understand about our curriculum and teaching techniques. By the end of the course, teachers would be able to summarize the content and incorporate the knowledge in order to deliver more meaningful lessons. For those who are interested to have an additional option, you can take this Pito, Tesl, and expand your knowledge and validate your teaching skills. Besides, it will be valuable for you to achieve your goal in the career. It also aims to upskill the non-option teachers with diverse approaches and strategies in teaching English language in the primary school classrooms. In my point of view, this ad-option intervention program will help the non-option to be in advanced step in this field. This might be one of the ways to minimize or cater the insufficient numbers of optioned English language teachers in school. That's all.
Thank you, Mr. Melvin Joraj. Thank you for such a very clear and well-explained possibilities of advancement that teachers can achieve when they attend the Pito Tesl course. Definitely, we see from your experience and from what you have said just now that teachers can take up Pito Tesl has an additional option and also has an additional cost to enhance their own professional career.
Yes.
So teachers should try their very best, no matter how hard it is, to take up such courses so that they can advance in their career.
Yes.
Mr. Melvin, can we safely say that teachers who have attended this Pito Tesl course are better teachers or teachers who have become more effective in their workplace? Can we say that?
Yeah.
How do you see yourself becoming more effective at your workplace?
Okay, before we are attending this course, I will go and seek help from my colleagues who are teaching the same level. So I ask for their ideas and suggestions to make sure that I'm on the correct path and planning the lessons accordingly. Besides that, I will find materials and lesson ideas from various blogs and websites. So after attending this course also, it's like enhanced me in this field more clearly.
So you see yourself as a progress teacher before the course and after the course.
Yes.
Thank you very much. So now we know that Pito Tesl has not only impacted the teacher, the student, but also has impacted your future career as a teacher, right, to develop and to do better, especially in your classroom.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Mr. Melvin.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, now let us open the floor to the panelists to ask some questions, and if there are additional information that they would like to share with the audience. So now the floor is open to the panelists. If there are some questions that you would like to ask, or maybe you would like to share some additional information. Puan Diana?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Inderjit. I would like to ask this question to all the three panelists concerning practicum. How was it, and how did you manage to cope with practicum throughout the 10 weeks?
Maybe we should start with Saidatul. Saidatul, would you like to share your experience?
Yes, Mr. Inderjit. Thank you, Puan Diana. Talking about practicum, so as for me, at first I were a bit mad, as I think we as a teachers already has experience. We are experienced teachers with 5 to 7 years of experience in teaching, but we still had to undergo practicum as if we were a students. However, after I went through the practicum, I realized that it is necessary, as I can't really see clearly how the lesson should be conducted or how to plan the lesson according to the CFR as a non-optionist teacher. Thus, the practicum have really helped me in doing a better job as a teacher. I would also personally like to thank Puan Diana, because she has always encouraged me to be better, to do better in teaching English. She even demonstrated to me in class how to handle difficult students. So yes, although I did admit that it has been a struggle for us, this practicum plays a crucial part in helping a non-optionist teacher like me in teaching English.
Thank you, Saidatul. Maybe now, Mr. Ho, can you share with us your experience in practicum?
Yes. When the first time I heard about that, we all had to go through the practicum, right? Actually, my jaw dropped. And then the second thing, I was very upset. And then the third thing, I was like very, very stressed out. And eventually, luckily, Madam Diana called up and asked me why I was so stressed out and then why I was so upset. And then I said, I would say I was quite rather experienced teacher in teaching field, because I have already taught for more than 10 years. And then he said, Simon, you are already 80% to the milestone. You are going to finish the whole course. Why not? You just press on. Just continue. Okay. And I say, all right, since I have already went through so many obstacles, so many challenges. After I have calming myself down, so I said to myself, okay, I take up this challenge. And luckily, Puan Diana have guided me during the practicum, and she also gave me a lot of valuable information, and she tried to minimize my stress during the practicum as well. Yes. And I would like to take this opportunity to thank Mr. Melvin for his sharing and his help during the whole course of Pito Tesl, because he was one of my study group members actually. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Ho. What about you, Mr. Melvin?
Okay, same experience as the other panelists. The practicum was the scariest one. This is because most of us at first thought it's something alike to when we were in the colleges or universities time. During practicum is a hectic time because we have to prepare for the portfolios, teaching staff. So late night stay is common during the practicum. This one is during our studies. So suddenly when they announced that all the Pito courses have to undergo the practicum, our mindset was like, oh, all the negative emotions started to burst out. So I motivated myself. I was already in 70 to 80% of the course. So I just need a few percent to be at the end. So then I started to prepare the necessary for the practicum. At this point, I really have to thank my school administration, my school supervisor, and who is my English head of the English panel, and definitely my lecturer from ELTC, Miss Yvonne, to help me the entire process of practicum went smoothly. And I proudly can say that we are the first batch of Pito Tesl for this practicum. For the upcoming friends, you guys have to mentally prepare yourself to do your best.
Thank you, Mr. Melvin, for the advice too. All right. So looks like practicum is the culmination of what you have studied, and that is where you show how much knowledge you have gained. And when you are in the classroom and when you demonstrate, that is where we see how Pito Tesl has molded the teachers who have attended the course. Thank you very much for your all of your invaluable input in this. Okay, if there are no other questions, thank you very much for attending the webinar today. And definitely, it has been a wonderful time to hear all of your sharing and how Pito Tesl course has helped to mold you to be better teachers today. I would like to extend our appreciation to the pengarah of English Language Teaching Center, Puan Paramadi Binti Ahmad, for giving her welcome speech, and also Dr. Rosli bin Yacob, Timbalan Rektor Kanan, Institut Pendidikan Guru Malaysia, for giving his officiating speech at this webinar. Not to forget all of our distinguished panelists, and for your wonderful and invaluable input that you shared today. Thank you for coming and joining with us and sharing all your experience so that other teachers can also take the same path that you have taken to enhance their professional development. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.